Hey there, gang. Patrick King here, coming to you live from Warren, Pennsylvania, teaching this weekend at Serenity Equine Center in Warren, PA. Today's question comes to us from Jerry, and Jerry wants to know, I'm not sure if it's a lack of confidence or just ill-timed cues on my part, but I'm trying to get my horse to understand that I want him to stay parallel to the fence at the end of the lunge line when he stops. He always wants to turn and look at me, almost to check for approval. How would you help this? I'm turning my body completely sideways with slight bumps to try to slow him down, finally to walk and halt. If I'm close to him as we work around to slowing down, I can use a front yield to correct him. Do you have any pointers? This is a great question, Jerry. Knowing your horse and knowing you, I know you guys are going to get this sorted out, and you may have already gotten it sorted out by the time I get to this question. But in any event, the answer I think will be helpful for anybody out there that might be having a similar challenge. A horse turning and facing us like this is a really common challenge, particularly when the horse is just coming over the kind of getting beyond the foundation stage of their training. A lot of times in our foundation work, we work to untrack or unlock the horse's hind quarters. And it sounds like that's what this horse is expecting to have happen with him. So one of the things that I want to make sure that we do is help the horse to understand a kind of an aid to back off straight from maybe our dressage whip, a training stick, something like that. So I'm going to be standing beside the horse, just like you're talking about doing, Jerry, and I might start from a leading position, and I'm going to just kind of wave my dressage whip in front of the horse's nose, maybe about a foot or so out away from his nose, so that he can see it, basically. And I'm just going to wave it up and down a little bit, and then kind of progressively draw it in toward him until I kind of tap softly on his nose. And I'm going to do that tapping until he steps backwards. I'm going to do this progressively from, farther away. And again, it might be 5 or 6 little waves until I tap, tap, tap on his nose, asking him to take a step or two backwards. Just a very small step, little effort to begin with, and then we can build on that. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, I kind of went all Bob Ross on us and gave a little diagram here for us, Jerry. So we're going to start off with our horse along the fence in this way here, and we're basically holding this whip, stick, training rod, whatever you want to have, in front of our horse, kind of waving, and then we'll tap, tap, tap him on the nose with it until he starts to step backwards. Again, starting along the fence. Eventually, as we do that with our horse, he'll learn that the wave in front of his nose with the dressage whip or with the stick is an indicator that we want him to step backwards. You'll be able to work off of the fence as the horse becomes confident with this idea. And again, I'm just going to start from a leading position. I might walk him forward 5 or 6 steps and then ask him to back off. And then go on again and ask him to back off. When I've got that good, then I might send him out on a little bit of a longer line, asking him to come around, but I'm going to make sure that I'm still able to reach his nose with my stick or my dressage whip or whatever it is you happen to be using, so that as I wave that in front of him to stop, if he gets unsure, I can reach out and kind of touch him softly on the nose to say, hey, here's the barrier. You have to step back off of that. And at any point, if he gets confused, I'm going to go back to the fence and reiterate that, and then I'll go back to, if necessary, the leading position and reiterate that. And then progressively, again, we're going to go back to longer and longer lengths. Now, I'm a fan of using a longer length of bamboo, or even I've discovered using a telescopic rod. You can find those in our web shop if you're interested. They're about 12 feet long. They fold up to just about nothing, and they extend to about 12 feet long, and they're great to give your horse a signal from out there on the end of the lunge. So eventually you'll get to the point where you can be quite a bit farther away from your horse and again, signaling from the front that you'd like him to slow down and eventually to stop. So you're absolutely right, Jerry. This is a confidence issue in your horse. He's going back to what he knows as his foundation training, saying, well, I need to turn and stop and face you and, wait for further instructions or something to that effect. So even if he gets the answer wrong, so to speak, we're going to make sure that we don't punish him for that, because he's just trying to do what he thinks is the right thing. Now we'll just continue asking until we get that right answer, and then of course we're just going to flog him with love. We're going to rub the hair right off of him. We're going to, make sure that he understands that he's got that paycheck and that reward for doing what it is we want him to do, just like we would anytime our horses are trying and struggling to find the right answer and then do finally break through. So I hope that was helpful, Jerry, for you and for anybody else who might be watching. Please, if you know someone that you think may benefit from learning these little tips here, these little tricks on helping your horse to stay straight when you're stopping on the lunge, please tag them in the comment section below this video. Question of the day for everybody. What's one of your favorite tools when you're working with your horse from the ground? Curious to hear what you have to say on that. What's one of your favorite tools? One of my favorite tools is that new long telescoping, I call it my magic wand. And again, we've got those available in our web shop if you're interested in taking a look at those. So anyway, yeah, what's one of your favorite tools in working with your horse from the ground? So don't forget, gang, you keep sending in your questions in the comments section below. Private message us, direct message us, email us. You keep submitting your questions. I'll keep giving answers. Thanks so much.